Oh, we did it, y'all. We did that thing. We handled that business. We did what we do. Afro Tug Nation, it's your boy. Let's go. Let's hang out. Let's wild out. Let's chill out. Get the party started right. You know what we do. I start with me, you, and the crew. Now pull up. Boom it.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen.
Afro Tug Nation. It's your boy, T3 Geek Town. Let's get down for the clown. But before we do that, let's pay these bills. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Come talk to your boy. Every day is a good day, even on a Friday. I appreciate everybody that comes through and watches and check out the channel. Thank you for all the new subscribers that's come through. You know, I know it's a small button for you, but it's a big button for your boy when you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit them likes. Keep them joints 50% or higher. Let me know how you feel. And how do you do that? Drop a comment. Talk that talk. Do what we do. But that's not what you came here for today. Yes, yo, we went to go see finally the new Superman James Gunn movie last night. I was going to do a non-spoiler review, but based on all the information and the things that we're going to talk about and the things that we're going to do, yes, I'm talking like 1,000 miles an hour right now. I don't care because you know I don't care about that derriere. I got to do what I got to do because the excitement is real. So, if you have not seen this movie and you plan on watching it this weekend, stop right now. Okay, time's up. Time to do what we do. Okay, here we go. So, let's start with the things that I did like about this movie. What are some of the things I like about this movie? First and foremost, how many Afro picks does it get? It gets 4 out of 5 Afro picks. 4 out of 5 Afro picks. Yes, which means it actually was not as bad as it was in my mind. Because I'm telling you right now, my fear in this movie was it was going to be absolutely godforsaken awful. But you can tell this is definitely a James Gunn movie. It had a lot, and I do mean a lot, of the Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it, with the premise, the storyline, how the characters develop, how the storyline went, the comedy, the slapstick, a couple of the serious moments. You got the characters, everybody's fitting into their particular roles, this and so forth. So, like we said before, Superman has been Superman for the last couple years on Earth. But they set up something at the beginning of this movie. They are starting with Gods and Monsters. It was going to be the series of movies that comes out. Is going to be based on that theme. Creature Commandos was actually the beginning portion of this. They took us into that country that was in war at that particular time. So those events have gone down, which is all going to lead to other things. They also set up Wonder Woman, Zeus, Apollo, Ares, all these gods and everything that dark side, the old guys and new guys. So they've set up this landscape, this foundation in the whole DC universe, which is going on. Then they introduced metahumans. They didn't even go into who was who did what, who was going to do what, who was into what. They just said, look, metahumans has been on the earth for a couple years now, which is how you have Green Lantern, Hawkwoman, Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, who is technically not a metahuman. He's just really intelligent, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But okay, what did I like? What was the things that I liked? The Lex Luthor. I haven't liked Lex Luthor since 2 times. One, Smallville. Smallville's Lex Luthor is by far the best Lex Luthor there is known to man. And 2, Titans. Titans actually did a very good Lex Luthor. I was very, very, very happy with this. So, with this particular Lex Luthor, I liked him. He had this smooth, he was smart, he was intelligent. His entire essence of who he was to destroy Superman. Like, he is enamored with the fact that he knows he is envious of Superman, and he God-forsaken, hates the man, and wants to have him killed, destroyed, and all around just beat up and laid out in this world. What else did I like? I did like the storyline itself. You gave me something really to get down on, really to follow. You did not leave me hanging. You left enough plot holes in there for you to continue to the next movie, but you've taken out enough that you've answered enough, to keep me interested. I liked Lois Lane. She was a hard-hitting reporter. I didn't think I was going to like her at all. I thought I was going to have very big reservations about her, but she actually did her thing, as was she. I liked how you did the Fortress of Solitude. I don't think I've ever read, maybe it was in the comic book, I could be missing it, where the Fortress of Solitude was hidden in the Arcade, that it was able to go down and come up as things go on. I thought that was a great twist. Adding the robots in there with everything that Superman has going on in there. I did enjoy the Supergirl. Yes, Supergirl, you're giving me teenage, rebellious, hard-headed, don't know anything because she's still trying to grow up and figure out what is her place on this planet. Supergirl, which means she is going to be a bona fide brat, and then that's going to go down with that. I was not a big fan of the Crypto. Crypto was usually a little bit more than that. You've turned him into a irritating puppy who just cannot stop tearing up everything. Nobody wants a super dog that can really rip out a building with his teeth. You know what I'm saying? What else did I like about this movie? I did like Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner actually lived up to comic book lore and hype. He looked, talked, walked, and moved the part of Guy Gardner, which means, oh my goodness, I'm hiccuping like crazy. Coffee is on the rampage today. But Guy Gardner did his thing. He lived up to the bill. He was as advertised. There was no hidden agenda with him. He was who he was. He did what he did, and he did what he had to do with that. Even when him and Superman came face to face, and he says, "Come on, Big Blue." You know what I'm saying? Like, I was all about that life right there. We was good to go with that. You gave me the super goody. I can save everybody, Superman. So this is going to make an interesting dynamic with that piece right there. Especially when I finally introduced Batman. This is still young Superman for 3 years, still naive to the game. I can save the world. He wanted to euthanize the kaiju. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to find a more humane way of saving this guy. That was, that is the Superman of younger days before he becomes more seasoned in what he has and has not do, what he can and cannot do, what he's willing to do, always willing to save a life, always willing to put his life on the line. I did not like Martha Kent. Oh my God, did you literally murder that character, son? Martha Kent is by far one of the most beloved characters in all of Smallville, all of the DC universe, all in Kansas, and you turned it into a straight up country bumpkin. I was a little perturbed at that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just turned into this old biddy of a farm lady who's out in the farm. Like, oh my God. Like, I was hurt. I was like, y'all, this is Martha? Get out of here. Like, Jonathan Kent, fine, it's whatever. We've had so many variations of Jonathan Kent over the course of the years and in this universe that was not a big thing. But Martha Kent had been straight solid throughout the universe, and now you've turned her into a hillbilly. You know what I mean? Like, I was not too big on that. Mr. Fantastic was a little bit stiff for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Fantastic was smooth, debonair, had style, had grace, had suave. You know what I'm saying? You made him a stickler. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up stickler. It was whatever. Like, it didn't hurt the movie. It just was not who he was, but I figured there were going to be changes in there. There's nothing that's going to be everlasting. Like I've said, I don't care about, you know what I'm saying, how you tell the story. Just make it a good one. What else was there in this movie that went on you know what? The whole dimension, the Ultraman. I was going to say Dimensional Universe, but my brain automatically went to Ultraman. Disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? If you would know anything about Ultraman, Ultraman is from another Earth. and he is by far one of the most gangsterous Supermans out there, and you've turned him into Bizarro, which was just disrespectful. Like, James Gunn, I get it, I know you're trying to like collaborate and do your own universe and everything else like that, but just make him Bizarro. Like, you didn't have to go and name him Ultraman and then gonna make him stupid, dumb, and all the rest of these things. Like, it just really was disrespectful to the game. Jimmy Olsen was a little funny. Him talking to the girl was really funny. I enjoyed that. The Hall of Justice already being built. I thought that was pretty creative. I'm interested in how that's going to work out, since Maxwell Lord is technically funding this whole thing, since he is technically a different version of Lex Luthor. So I'm interested to see how you do with the Maxwell Lord version of it all. But you had Stag Industries. You brought in Commander Flag, that you've met on Creature Commandos, that we've met on Suicide Squad and previous. Hell, you even brought in John Cena's character, Peacemaker. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting enough because he was in the last Justice League movie. So my question is, how are you going to tie these two pieces in together? Is he going to be a multiverse character on with this? But all in all, though, I was entertained. I had fun. It was the most comic booky movie you've ever seen, so I cannot get mad at that. Fight scenes worked out. Everything did what it was supposed to do, and I was not really upset with a lot of the movie. Like, the movie itself was not a bad movie, which why it got 4 Afro picks. I want to see continued building. I want to see continued character development. I want to see how Superman evolves as he goes along. I want to see how the dynamic between him and Batman finally comes about when you finally cast Batman. I know the Supergirl movie is the actual next movie out there with this in the game. You come across a lot of different scenarios with the splitting of the rift and entering into the pocket dimension, which is opening up to other universes and stuff of that nature, other dimensional beings coming about. You had the pretty much like if everything was going on Earth right now. I found it interesting that all the people who was complaining about Henry Cavill's Superman destroying Metropolis in his fight, Metropolis did not get any love in this. Like, it got really blown up in this piece right here. I will say Superman was not as lovable as Henry Cavill's Superman. Me and my wife do agree that he does not give off the whole like classic personified vibes that you really want in a Superman character with that going on. So you're going to come across a lot of that with that piece right there. So all in all, like I said, 4 out of 5 Afro picks is not something that I'm really disturbed by. I really have fun with. Would I watch it again if it hit the television? Absolutely. I would definitely get down on this. Is this something that I want to see grow? Like in the second movie, yes, absolutely. But all in all, you gave me what I was looking for. You did what you were supposed to do. You've answered my questions. You've answered the call. So let's see where we go from here. Alright, folks, you know it's the weekend. We're going to find out what other movies and everything else that we're going to get down on, how we're going to really get it popping and locking around this piece. But you know Afro Tech Nation, how we get down, because you know the beats. Oh, yeah, it is right there. When we get to swanging and banging, it get to be what we do around here. Yo, I'll see y'all again, my friends. Until then, if you see your mans in the streets, hit them with the beats. Hit them with a jingle jangle, baby. Jingle jangle. Like, subscribe, share. Let's go.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you.